"No, no harm can come to you in the land of birthdays," said Moonface at once. "It's a wonderful land. You really must come. It's a chance you mustn't miss." Ooh, what's up? What are we going to be talking about today? And I'm messing up the start of the video already. Must stick to my script that is cleverly placed in front of me here. No, laptop. Anyway, so the magic faraway tree, a childhood classic. I'm sure many of you have read these stories at some point in your lives, or maybe not, because there's also an old book. But it always sounded so wonderful to climb up that tree, to visit all the... See, oh no. Why would I script this, guys? Now I'm gonna sound fake when I try and read it. But I swear it's genuine. The magic faraway tree. A childhood classic. Always sounded so wonderful to climb up a tree to visit all those wild and exciting lands at the top, except most of the lands sucked. Even the ones that were like apparently awesome, like they're terrible. We will talk about this a lot. That's my plan for the next 7 years. Yes. So the magic faraway tree is 3 books, well maybe 4 books actually. This one only has the 3 books, but I think anyway. Starts off with the Enchanted Wood, where we meet Joe, Bessie, and Fanny. Joe's a sort of like level-headed one who's always reluctant to visit lands because like the very first time he goes up to some land because he's a bit curious, like some snowman kidnaps him and makes him like build him an igloo and be a slave basically. So yeah, Joe's kind of like, yeah, these lands suck, what are we even doing? And then yeah, there's Bessie and whatever her name is, and they're all like girls who are nice and stuff. I don't know, less defined personality. And then like there's like all the people living in the faraway tree, and most of them are like really mean, like the angry pixie and what's his name and Dame Washalot. They're all like horrible, and we will talk about that in a separate video about one time when they were total hypocrites, or like the 10 times they were. Anyway, the main ones are like Silky and Moonface, because those are like the actual nice ones who hang out with the kids the most. No, a Saucepan Man, he's annoying. He's really annoying. He always talks in rhymes and never hears anyone properly, and I hate him so much. So, we're actually today going to have a look at the lost land they visit in the first book, The Enchanted Wood, where it's Bessie's 8th birthday, and she decided she wanted to invite everyone in the faraway tree, even though, as I just said, like, most of them suck. Like, basically all of them suck, except, yeah, Moonface and Silky are kind of nice most of the time. But it just so happens that they have the land of birthdays on top of the tree, so they can, go visit that land. And they're all excited because they haven't really been able to go before, because no one has birthdays at the right time. Because you need a birthday to be able to go up there. And, yeah, I guess you can't lie about when your birthday is. Probably the magic can see through that. Anyway, yeah. They're all like, yay, let's go, this will be cool. Well, actually what happens first is that Joe has to go up the tree to talk to Moonface and Silky and be like, oh yeah, Bessie wants a huge birthday party. And then Moonface and Silky tell him, oh, we should go to the land of birthdays. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And they're like, oh yeah, it'll be so much fun. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we can. And then like, okay, yeah, that just clarify that situation happened. Anyway, no one cares. That context. So, it's the day to go up to the land of birthdays, and they're all mooning on a bit and sobbing, oh, we have to wear our old clothes because Mum won't wear our pretty clothes. That's what all the kids are saying, because kids really care about dressing up to look nice in the 1930s apparently. Probably they did, who knows. I don't think they care these days. I suppose I wouldn't actually know though. Okay, so they go up to the land of birthdays, And they get costumes to pick from, and they even get to do some cultural appropriate. Oh yeah, I may as well show you the pictures of that. Costumes. Boom. This is a little house in the land of birthdays. These are their costumes. Wow, yes, that is Joe, Bessie, Fanny, Moonface, Silky, and the saucepan. No, what's his name? What's his name as the policeman? The saucepan man could not fit any clothes over his saucepans. Anyway. So then they're sad because there's like no food, and they're like, where's all the food? We thought we would have nice food to eat, but then like one of the magic people is like, oh, you just gotta wish for your food and you can have anything. So yeah, then they get to eat whatever they want. But really, the problem with this land that I will talk about now is the birthday cake. The birthday cake is a wishing cake. You get a slice, you eat your slice. While you're eating your slice, you can wish for anything. Anything. You see where this could go wrong, right? Like, really, really wrong. Yes. How is this going to be exploited? What horrible consequences are going to happen? Oh, everything's going to go so badly. Let me assure you. The saucepan man, who, as I established earlier, like, always mishears things because he's got his saucepans going clank, clank, clank. Okay, he accidentally wishes they were all fishing in the middle of the sea, and then they get teleported in the middle of nowhere to this place called the Little Lost Island, and apparently they're just stuck there now because it's that easy to just accidentally get stuck somewhere. And it just so happens that Fanny still has some cake, and then they basically force her, oh, you gotta wish us all back home, please, Fanny. And apparently no one else wants cake, even though there's like 50 people there. Like, they invited like 50 brownies because they helped save everyone from a tree a few stories earlier. I can't remember that story. Anyway. So yeah, that's a huge amount of people there, but apparently Fanny's the only one with cake to wish them back home. And apparently, like, the land of birthdays is smart enough to be like, wait a second, we should make sure they're able to get back to the land of birthdays somehow and not just leave them in the middle of nowhere. That seems... yeah. Okay. So, but what this also establishes that wishes can go wrong way too easily. Because you would think, oh yeah, I wish we were fishing at a sea. That seems perfectly harmless, right? Is there like much wrong with that? I don't really think so. Like, I mean, it's kind of a bit stupid how, like, he says it as well. Like, he says, I wish we were all fishing for fine fat fishes in the middle of the sea. Like, just because he mishears the word wish and thinks they said fish, and he's like, oh yeah, I love fishing. And it's all, anyway. But, as you can see, this basically suggests that there's no limitations on this wishing cake whatsoever. It kind of suggests that if someone was like, oh, I wish everyone else just disappeared forever, then everyone else would just disappear forever, and this crazy person would have just, I don't know, maybe he wouldn't get away with it, maybe he would go to prison, but like, it seems like things could go wrong very easily, so it's quite surprising that nothing worse happens, but also worse things definitely did happen, they just didn't treat them as worse things. For example, Bessie, our birthday girl, who is dressed in a fairy costume, she wishes to be able to fly, and yeah, that's not dangerous at all. That couldn't possibly go wrong. So she's like, I wish that my wings could fly, said Bessie as she munched on her cake, and at once her silver wings spread themselves out and she rose into the air like a big butterfly, flying beautifully. Oh, it was the loveliest feeling in the world. Look at me, she cried, and everyone looked. Fanny called out to her, don't fly too far, Bessie, don't fly too far. And then she flew too close to the sun and her wings melted and she crashed into the ocean. This is how it feels to take off. Bessie is flying towards an early grave. Casual Bastille reference thing there. Yeah, I probably would have seemed more convincing if I actually read it from the book I would here, but yeah, we kind of, yeah, that's all you basically need to know of how wanting to fly can go wrong in a whole multitude of ways. But what I'm really most concerned about in this whole story is what Fanny wishes for. A sentient doll. Like, let me find the spot actually. I will read it to you. I lost my page again, this is a bad idea. Here we go. Well, she's sad because remember she used her wish to get them back to the land of birthdays when they were stuck on the little lost island. So, she says, oh, okay, Moonface decides to give her his wish. Don't be upset. Tell me what you really wanted to wish and I'll wish it for you. I don't want to wish for myself. Oh, Moonface, you are kind, said Fanny. Well, if you really mean it, I did want a doll that could walk and talk. Easy, said Moonface at once. I wish that Fanny had a doll that walks and talks. And at that very moment Silky cried out in wonder and pointed behind her. Everyone looked. Coming along on small plump legs was a doll, beautifully dressed in blue, with a bag in its hand. It walked to Fanny and looked up to her. Oh, you lovely, beautiful doll, cried Fanny in the greatest delight, and she lifted the doll onto her knee. It cuddled up to her and said, I belong to you. I am your own doll. My name is Perennial. Oh no, this was a bad idea. What a sweet name, said Fanny, hugging the doll. What have you got in that bag, Perennial? All my other clothes, said the doll. I shouldn't have done this voice for the doll, because, like, I'm trying to establish that we should sympathize with the doll, because the doll is a slave, and that was my point for laying it anyway. I think we get the idea that, I'm sabotaging my own plans here. Let's see. I mean, okay, so what we kind of figure out here is that it seems like the doll is actually, like, properly responding to her, like, it understands what she's saying, like, it actually has a consciousness and the mind and stuff to be able to know how to respond to her. It's not, like, just a voice box or something, although, like, in Black Mirror and stuff, they still have, like, dolls and toys that have only the voice box and there's a person trapped inside and then they can only communicate with the pre-recorded voices, and in some ways that's even worse. But anyway, that's besides the point. So she's basically just accepted, oh yeah, it's my duty to be a slave to this child and do whatever she wants, even though I'm a sentient doll. I belong to this human now, and yeah, okay. And something even worse later on, so there are these crackers running around, you know, like Christmas crackers, those ones you pull apart and there's stuff inside. They're like running around on legs, so it's like, are these also sentient? Are they alive somehow? Are they like bugs? Are they some weird kind of cockroaches that are actually nice and we want to kill them and have pretty things inside of it? Anyway. The problems with that aside, so Fanny manages to get one and she says, oh, I got a doll brooch, and she pins it on herself, and then a doll says, I want one too, and she's like, well, you must catch a cracker then, Perennial, said Fanny, and how she laughed to see her doll running about after a red cracker. Perennial caught one at last and brought it back to Fanny. Inside there was a teddy bear brooch, which Perennial was simply delighted with. See, this doll has emotions. She said that the doll can be delighted, like, and Fanny just, like, sort of forces the doll, who's so small and tiny and probably can't catch the crackers very well, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna laugh at you when you try and catch some cracker. That, I don't know, that just seems kind of cruel, like... She's like thinks it's funny, like this doll is acting like it's a human. It's super heck, guys. Okay. So I guess you're probably wondering, what did Joe wish for then? It's like, I don't know, maybe it's more problematic in some ways, and maybe it's not too bad. It's, he wishes for a pony. So here's his pony here. And I guess, like, ponies are things, like, people use to ride and stuff, and he rides his pony, and, like, you could talk about, oh, is it actually really good for ponies or people to be riding them, and will be better, should we just leave them alone, because it's not going to be, like, good for their back or whatever, and I don't really know the logistics of any of that. But what is definitely, I think, would be problematic is trying to get the pony down the tree. So I will read that part to you. The ladder was there. Everyone climbed down it and called goodbye. The brownies took cushions and slid off down the slippery slip. Mr. Whiskers got his beard caught round the cushions. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, Mr. Whiskers got his beard caught round the leg of Moonface's sofa and nearly took that with him down the slide. Moonface just stopped in time and unwound his beard. "What about my pony?" asked Joe anxiously. "Do you suppose he will mind sliding down, Moonface?" "Well, he can't climb down the tree, and he certainly wouldn't like going down on the washing basket," said Moonface. So they sat the surprised pony on a cushion and slid him down in the greatest astonishment, wondering what in the world was happening to him. So they just pushed the pony down a slippery slip that's like goes down the middle of the tree, and like they think that's the best way to get the pony down the tree. I don't know, I feel like that's a bad idea. Like, that pony's gonna get hurt, my dudes. I think the pony's gonna not enjoy that very much, because it's a pony. It's not designed for sitting on slides and sliding down in the middle of trees. And I don't understand how there's like even enough space for something as big as a pony to even fit in there. So I guess that's that. So that's basically the main things I wanted to talk about, because then after that they basically just go home. I guess I didn't talk about exactly all the things they did, but that's besides the point. I just really wanted to like talk about like just the problems with this wishing cake and being able to wish for anything, and being able to wish for sentient dolls, and how, yeah, that's messed up, guys. So in the comments below, leave all the super messed up things that you could do with the wishing cake. I'm sure you can come up with many creative ideas, and I don't know, I suppose I should just stop this video because I've probably been rambling a bit, and yeah, hopefully this was a good video. I mean, I'm trying to go back into doing another video essay kind of thing, which I haven't done for a while, so it's a bit more difficult to do these kinds of ones than to just like film something randomly, but yeah. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I promise I'll do a few more of these in the future. I'm not sure when, but there's definitely other lands and the Faraway tree and the wishing chair that I do really want to talk about, because they are also problematic. So I will see you next time. Have a good week.